So I'd like to share something with you. There will be no Food and Drug Administration appeal of Judge Paul W. Grimm's ruling in regards to the 10 months. Absolutely no appeal. Just let you know that right now with the following information I'm about to show you. As far as the ruling itself, I said that I put up a very short teaser video about the 10 months. I'm going to wait like about a couple days, 2, 3 days, and let all these other idiots put out all this misinformation about this ruling. And then I'll do Will You Wind Up on this channel award of 2019. And then when I upload all those videos, because there's going to be a lot of them, then I will actually do a video speaking to specifically the ruling of the judge and straighten out all the mess that is definitely being created out there on every single channel. Every single channel. NVR Network is supposed to be having a live show on Sunday, and I can well imagine without any of my input, because I haven't done any analysis of that particular court ruling, that channel will also put out misinformation. So that video will come out sometime in early next week or mid next week. Anyway, I just want to share something with you a little bit. This comes out of Bloomberg, and this is across all of the news wires, so to speak. And, well, of course, this is July 12th, 2019. Judge gives e-cigarette makers 10 months to seek FDA review. I think we all are aware of that. But what I want to let you see here, this is right after the court ruling. This is coming from the Food and Drug Administration's acting commissioner, Ned Sharpless, said in an emailed statement, he stated today's ruling is an important step forward for public health. The FDA stands ready to accelerate review of these products and will continue its vigorous enforcement and public education efforts to protect kids from e-cigarettes. That's a direct quote from him, from an emailed statement. I will be speaking about this particular emailed statement when I do the video, when I do the court ruling. So what it means, basically what it is saying is there will be absolutely no appeal in this situation. And I actually stated that in the other video about a week ago, that if it's anywhere around 10 months or a little bit more than 10 months that the judge rules, probably the FDA will not appeal. So that's what we have. So we have this ruling. There are a couple exceptions to which is contained within the ruling that I want to speak to. And this is the reason why all these channels are pretty much half-cocked and don't know what the hell they're talking about. But it's still a very dire situation for the smaller companies, smaller e-liquid companies out there. Juul is doing they're doing some press right now saying, "Oh, Kevin Burns, CEO of Juul's, right now saying I'm sorry with the epidemic and having the kids addicted to our products and things of that nature." He's in damage control because he's going to attempt to put his Juul through a PMTA, a pre-market tobacco application, which is probably, unless he does this particular damage control in the media, he will fail. He'll spend tens of millions of dollars and fail at the effort if he doesn't reshape the media to his liking. And the reason why I know it's not going to work very well, unfortunately, is because even though he says, I'm sorry, quote unquote, he has all these pending lawsuits out there that are against Juul from kids, from people that are under the age of 18, why don't he settle every single one right now, stop all the litigation, settle each one out, and that'll really be unquote, I'm sorry. Yeah. But he'll continue to fight it. He'll fight these lawsuits as he says I'm sorry. And he'll also be fighting the San Francisco flavor ban and vape ban on the as far as the November ballot of 2019. He won't withdraw that, but he's sorry. He is sorry. So anyway, yeah. So that tells you what's going on with that particular company. So anyway, I just want to share this with you. There will be no appeal in regards to this. Yep, the vaping industry has 10 months. I will speak to a couple of the exceptions to that particular ruling. They're very narrow, they're very slim. And they mainly, believe it or not, it didn't just come out of the blue from the judge. It actually is contained within the FDA final rule in regards to vaping. And what's rather interesting, he timed it to one day after May 10th of 2016. So on May 11th of 2020, time will be up. I found that rather interesting, sort of a nice little symbolic gesture on his part. Anyway, I will continue to report to the FDA various complaints, and that will not stop. And I'm sure it's going to get even worse as time goes by, because individuals and or companies are going to continue to aid and abet criminally and civilly, in a legal way, in a legal fashion, all these companies. So none of you guys are off the hook as far as I'm concerned. But at least the judge has finally put his foot down. Not so, if you read, and I'm not going to get into too much of this right now, but when I do the video in regards to the court ruling, if you read it for what it's saying, the judge is not coming after the FDA, not at all. He's coming after the vaping industry. He had enough of the excuses and the garbage and the BS that is coming out of the vaping industry. If you really read that ruling for what it's saying, he was punishing not the FDA. He was punishing the vaping industry. Yes, absolutely. Anyway, I will get into all that when I do the video on the ruling. That'll come out either early part of this week or mid-week, because as I upload that particular analysis of that court ruling, I'm also going to be uploading just a crap load of Will You Wind Up on This Channel Award of 2019. So, because every single channel so far, from Jay Hayes to Matt from Suck My Mod, I anticipate if NVR Network does do a show tomorrow, they're also going to wind up either in a Will You Wind Up or in their own What Every American Vapor Ought to Know. And there were a few other videos that were here and there. And I'm sure there'll be more, that I will have to go in there and constructively criticize. But I just wanted to share with you where Ned Sharpless, the acting FDA commissioner, stands at. If there's any rumor out there, and there is a lot of rumor out there, that that the FDA will appeal this particular court ruling, you are absolutely 110% wrong. And as a side note, there is an actual court case also pending since July of 2016 in regards to the Cigar Association of America. And I'm also going to be speaking to that a little bit when I do the video of this Judge Grimm's ruling. It somewhat works hand in hand in a way. It doesn't help. It appears like it's attempting to help us out, but it's not, because as far as the Cigar Association of America is saying, is that their classification, even though they're tobacco products, premium cigars and pipe tobacco, they're categorically, they're much differently. The methods that are used to treat these particular products in regards to a PMTA or a substantial equivalence, it's mainly substantial equivalence with the Cigar Association of America, because categorically it's much different. This particular pending case that is going on with the Cigar Association of America helped us a little bit in the past when they had their extensions, that like 3-month extension, then we'd have a 3-month extension. This time around, it's not going to help us. We are, for the most part, going under, and only the very largest companies may be able to get through a PMTA. We'll see what happens. I'm sure 1 or 2 companies may get approved by the FDA, but it's going to be huge. Even for the large companies, going to be a huge hurdle, because they have to prove to the FDA the risks and plus the benefits of vaping. Anyway, for the public health, the general public health. So I'm going to let you go. And so once again, like Ned Sharp stated, today's ruling is an important step forward for public health. The FDA stands ready to accelerate review of these products and will continue its vigorous enforcement and public education efforts to protect kids from e-cigarettes. And this is Ned Sharp speaking, and with this type of tone that he has, he can very well be confirmed by the Senate if he so happens to want that job permanently. Anyway, that's it for this particular video. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.